So for the ingredients, we're going to be utilizing, all right, cut and begin. All right, so today for a quick something out of nothing, Dennis's Sustainable Kitchen. Winter is coming around. It's a lot chillier the last couple of days, and I need to make I want to make just some rustic chicken soup. And for this, I'm going to be utilizing again my pressure cooker, the Instapot. And yesterday I went to, the mighty famous Trader Joe's and got one of these like Mirepoix packs things. So Mirepoix is the French blend of onion, carrot, celery. So it's like the holy trinity for bases when it comes to soups. And figured, hey, figured why not make a hearty chicken soup that can serve as a base for additional soup, like chicken noodle soup or chicken mushroom sort of thing. So for that, we're going to be utilizing the Mirepoix. We're going to be utilizing, says it's 411 grams of Mirepoix. And this one you can buy already pre-cut and so forth, so you don't have to chop all the things. And then I'm going to be utilizing bone broth. So bone broth specifically, what I like about it is it's high in protein, the coagulin. So it gives you a little bit more hardiness. Gives you a little bit more of that chicken flavor. And then I'm utilizing some chicken stock behind it. So there's a lot of chicken. And I'm not going to use any salt. This already has salt and it has 19%, which is quite a bit. This one only has 4%. So if you're looking to reduce some of your sodium intake and you only have stock, add the stock and then reduce it with water, dilute it. So 50-50, then you're cutting it down to roughly 9.5%. You can kind of go from there. Now I'm going to sweat this off inside of the Instapot. So for starters, 25 grams of olive oil, and I'm going to hit that saute button here. I hardly ever use this thing for that, but why not? Make it a little bit simpler. It'll heat up. Add the Mirepoix in there. Specifically, since we're going to sweat it, right? It's where you cook your base, your onions to translucent. So one thing, I just like to leave it like this turn it on because it comes up slowly. I can hear it. Once I hear it sizzling a little bit, I stir it and then I go from there. For the bone broth, we're going to use the whole quart, which is 946 milliliters of the bone broth. We're going to utilize the other quart of chicken stock. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the whole thing of chicken broth and I'm going to use only half of the chicken stock. That way I make sure I don't overfill the pot, because I've been known to do that before. So let's go ahead and weigh half of the chicken stock just for common practice, right? If you want to do this at home, again, it's a lot easier to make these recipes a bit concise. We're utilizing 458 grams of the chicken stock. Now, I don't know if you can hear, you might be able to hear it's starting to get hot. So it's almost like if it was coming to a boil. So while that's going, what I'm going to do now, this is optional. I'm doing this for the sake of time, but you can also do this if you're trying to get this going quicker. So with the pressure cooker, yes, it's faster. Yes, it's more efficient. The thing is, the cooking time begins when the pressure cooker pressurizes. In other words, everything has to boil in there and create steam to pressurize the lid, and then the cooking time begins. So if you have cold stock and everything, it's going to slow that down a bit. But the beauty of it is it becomes that set it and forget it. Once it's on, everything's sealed. You can press the button and take care of your other errands or whatnot. But if you're pressed for time, you can boil the stock on the stove, get it hotter. So then the question is, why didn't I just sweat this off on the stove and add the stock and then add it back into the pressure cooker? And that's a fair question. The thing is, one, what I'm trying to do here is keep as much flavor as possible within the pot. Two, this cooks not as high as the stove, right? And so it's a little bit easier to control. The other thing is that this is already heating up everything, right? So you're heating the element, you're heating the pot. So when you add, because we're going to have to shut this off quickly to switch it over to a steam cooking. Because right now it's cooking saute, so as if it's, on the stove, but you put the lid on it, it shuts off. And so in the meantime, I have the stock going right here behind it. And as soon as this boils, because right now, essentially it's ready to go, right? And you start to see there's a little maybe liquid coming in, and that's, flavor. So benefits of doing it in a pressure cooker. One, set it and forget it. If you're doing, sort it off. Right now, you could have just thrown in the stock, put the lid on, let it go. Once it pressurizes, creates that steam. The beauty of like bone broth and everything is you have nutrients. And so when you pressurize it, your yield is higher. So meaning you lose less product. The other thing is also you retain the nutrients in. Right now the stock is boiling. So if I was to be boiling this on the stove, it reduces, right? Because it evaporates. Now I added the stock in there. I'll shut it off. And then I go with the meat and the stew. Of course, I don't have the lid. Always remember, it's common to make sure the gasket is on there because, right? And I place it for 15 minutes. Once it comes up, boils, pressurizes, it'll start the cooking clock. And then once it's done, you can season it, right? If you're going to use salt. Crap, forgot. Using a little bit of dried oregano, see? About half a gram. So it's already boiling in here, which is good, right? Because that means it's going to create steam right away. So it's as if we had been boiling the pot from the beginning. A good rule of thumb, it does cut your time cooking from start to finish roughly by half if you're starting with the cold pot. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's already starting to pressurize, which is what you want. And it's been in there about a minute, right? And as soon as that goes, as it pressurizes, then you're good to go. Now it's going to start cooking. And then of course, once it's done, let it depressurize for a good 5 minutes at least, minimum. Or again, set it and forget it. Then you can cool it. Then from there, you can season it. You can make it chicken noodle soup. Add some diced chicken if you want. Add some noodles and you got chicken noodle soup. And it tastes like one of those soups that you would buy like out of like Progresso or Campbell's, especially if you leave it overnight. You let it set, get even more flavor, and then you reheat it. Sometimes what I do is split it in half, leave half of it just like is, make some chicken noodle. The other half I'll puree it. Then it's a base. If I want to, I could saute some mushrooms, add the puree, add cream, make it cream of mushroom. But you can play with it, right? And if you're a vegan, vegetarian, make a stock, sweat off the Mirepoix and add some oregano, a little bit of seasoning, perhaps a touch of garlic if you like garlic, and then add your water. And you let it boil. And once it boils inside, it makes it a stock, a vegetable stock. And in this case, it retains as much flavor as possible. You can also make a mushroom broth separately, right? Sweat off some mushrooms, add in a little bit of water, boil that, let it steep, and then add that in. So yeah, hopefully that gives you guys some ideas. Once it pressurizes, again, the cooking process starts. It's good to go, and it's a simple thing to do. You can make it ahead of time for the week. So hopefully this gives you guys some ideas. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you on the next one.